Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Coming live from Fight Your Heart, children of God. One thing I'm really bad at is I do not describe the show in the beginning. And it's also child friendly. And I get really, really obnoxious and a bad mouth. That's because of free speech. If you were to meet me at the grocery store or somewhere else, sometimes if you're on the phone with me and you know me good and I'm pretty upset, I might get a little expressive. And it bothers the Puritan types. Now, nothing wrong with Puritans, okay? I think there was some in my family or something somewhere. I wanted to read something out of the Bible. I haven't done this in a while. The reason it's child friendly is because our world is so upside down. And they're talking about sex with toddlers, and there's a big mess. And I don't like the mess. And you can exploit and sexualize children, and pedophiles are not getting in trouble anymore. Serial pedophiles. I don't mean people that made mistakes because they were abused with pedophiliism and then they got out of it or whatever and they never want to do it again. I mean, like serial, like they will keep setting up something to exploit. And even, I mean, just women too, like rapists hiding under different. Okay, we're getting way off here. Not really way off. So this show, okay, so it's for kids, but it really needs to have an adult. And if you were to read the description of the show, I am geared towards helping victims get their voice back, because that's one thing that is one of the first things that goes, because we've already seen the circle around in family or caretaker group that where the people are already convinced of that one victim. Sometimes there's more than one, but for some reason in some groups they'll just have like this one, and they'll choose that victim, and it covers like a plethora of other really sick serial people. And well, what happens is they won't talk to no one about it no more. And they won't reach out to law enforcement. They won't, because they already know they won't get any help. That's my main focus. The reason it's children friendly is also that might draw in some real sickos to the station that don't know God, don't care, and they enjoy terrorizing women and children or worse, or contributing to some really dark stuff in society. The thing is you can have fun and you don't have to be a full Puritan, but there has to be some lines drawn, and there's not enough lines now. And then, but the lines are being you can't discuss if you like believe in morals and ethics, more or less. So I don't even know if I keep yapping, we won't get to read, and part of me doesn't really want to read, and because I want to think that I'll stay calm. And since I don't really know where to do these recordings, if I'm even going to do them again much longer, or take another break, or just forgive it's an old house, so there is some new development since we've been here. This one big crack, it's so strange. So I have not done any kind of repairs inside. We've done some little stuff, but not cosmetic, not so I've been focusing on getting areas cleared outside so that it's safe for dogs and chickens, to the best of my ability, and give the dogs more space in a fenced area, and create more grazing area for the chickens. And so that's my main focus right now. And then also external foundation sealing, and filling in mortar, things like that. I heard like a beep beep. Now, I do have this hair thing going on. I have done them before, and those didn't go the way I was supposed to do them either. I said this time if I did dreads, I would wanted them to be like, perfectly manicured, maybe even all the same. That's not how my hair naturally does it. Maybe most don't when they just let it try itself. So I get these really tiny ones and really chunky ones, and then they get crooked and curls in them, and it might be normal. But because I have not gone in to neaten up and make some sense of it, and the last time I did it, I only had half. And so then it was always difficult to keep the rest of my hair straight. And so this time I just let all of my hair do it, and I'm thinking maybe I shouldn't have. But I'm not saying it's too late now, but to brush them out would be really bad. So why is it child friendly and why is she obnoxious? And she's not speaking properly with manners and things like that, because of free speech. And it should bother everyone. It should bother everyone. I think that I would hope that free speech upsets everyone. That being taken, it's a huge sign of a horrible type of communism. Because when you take away free speech, you take away someone's right to worship God in the way they want to worship Creator God, and the religion that they want to do that in, and the expression that they want to do that in. If a street preacher wants to go out in the street because he feels that God in his heart is telling him to go out in the street and tell people if they don't find God, they're going to burn in hell, that's part of free speech. Because see, this is the thing. If you know the guy that pisses you off because he's always trying to beg people to get to God so they don't burn in hell, is you can go like walk another way or drive another way. You don't have to watch him. See? And then now we are going on a tangent. Is when I say this is a weird form of twisted communism, most of them lay out the same. But see, this is the thing. You can drive another way, right? You don't have to listen to the preacher on Sunday morning screaming on the corner on a podium thing, begging people to find God so they don't burn in eternal hell. Do you notice, though, we can't seem to get around the block and dealing with the exploitation of children? Now, if me and my husband go to Walgreens and the guy's name says Joshua, but we're pretty sure she or he was in transition. And even part of the car ride that I'm like kind of I didn't go down to the part of the city to the drag queen show or where the drag queens are transitioning. They got their little group, and you're saying, well, that's being discriminatory. That's being you're isolating. You're doing segregation, right? But see, it's part of a sexual tendency, right? So why did the little kids need to be part of it? We can't go around the block of it. See, that's why I potty mouth. I technically could be classified as, no, it's not. It's not threatening people. It's saying, I love you so much. I'm willing to scream at you about burning in hell and look like a crazy person doing it, trying to beg and plead that you find God so you don't burn in hell and stop exploiting children. At least just stop exploiting the little ones and the women. And it can be misconstrued as all sorts of things. When I called my birth family and I said they were all burning in hell, it was because they all protected the sickest elders in the family who terrorized me, who technically terrorized the guy that was supposed to be my brother, but he never was. He was a thief, he was abusive, and it never stopped. And he participated with them. And everyone protected the sickest ones, and I don't know why. I don't know why. And so guess what? When I saw my son didn't want to find God fully and he just don't care about nothing but himself and what makes him comfortable, and I finally got his little sorry ass out of the house, I said, even questioning God and telling me I'm the nut because I don't believe in abortion, and then getting in trouble because I gave birth to you, and I was supposed to have like the best visionary knowledge of how our life was going to go. I thought as long as I got away from the sick fucks, we'd be fine. Now, it didn't work that way. That's not how it was allowed to work out. Okay, now I've turned to Acts. Turn the world upside down. I don't know. I was going to read something else. We got to go. It's chapter 17 of Acts. Now, when they had passed through, I'll say I'm wrong, Amphipolis and Apollonia, they came to Thessalonica, where was a synagogue of the Jews. And Paul, as his manner was, went in unto them, and 3 Sabbath days reasoned with them out of the scriptures. So, if it's the same as what we were told, that would be about 3 weeks or so. He stayed with them, opening and alleging that Christ must needs have suffered and risen again from the dead, and that this Jesus whom I preach unto you is Christ. And some of them believed and consorted with Paul and Silas, and of the devout Greeks a great multitude, and of the chief women not a few. Did you catch that? Chief women. It doesn't say lower woman. Verse 4, and some of them believed and consorted with Paul and Silas, and of the devout Greeks, a great multitude, and of the chief women, not a few. We're going to have to leave the area. My heart's starting to, pitter patter. It's a different one with Jesus, though. I feel like it's almost like it's inside, and it's just revving up like the most exciting, exhilarating energy in the whole world. Well, then look at how different the coloring is here. This is worse than my old one. And my other one was older than this, and this was newer than that, but it still is horrible. Yeah, I just got to shut a glass thing. I really maybe should try the basement. I don't know, you guys. I think you could hear me over a mile away if I tried hard enough. That's concerning. With no mic. And some of them believed and consorted, verse 4, with Paul and Silas, and of the devout Greeks, a great multitude, and of the chief women, not a few. But the Jews which believed not, moved with envy, took unto them certain lewd fellows of the baser sort, and gathered a company, and set all the city on an uproar, and assaulted the house of Jason, sought to bring them out to the people. Anyone follow that? Were not persuaded, evil men, marketplace, mob attacked. But the Jews which believed not, moved with envy, took unto them certain lewd fellows of the baser sort, and gathered a company, and set all the city on an uproar, and assaulted the house of Jason, and sought to bring them out to the people. And when they found them not, they draw Jason and certain brethren unto the rulers of the city, crying, These that have turned the world upside down are come hither also. It says, Thessalonica, turn the world upside down. Okay, where are we right now? Dragged. No. Yes. 6. It just says dragged. It doesn't say, okay, Acts 16:20. And brought them to the magistrates, saying, These men, being Jews, do exceedingly trouble our city. They don't want to hear from Paul. So guess what? He's in trouble now. If I got that wrong, I got it wrong. So what right now? Well, it does matter. So it'll bother me when I did get it wrong. So maybe if I got it wrong, you can let me know I got it wrong. Through an email, I believe I have my email listed too. It's not that hard to type me. Is it? Whom Jason has received, and these all do contrary to the decrees of Caesar, saying that there is another king, one Jesus, and they troubled the people and the rulers of the city when they heard these things. Jason. So is it Jason too? I said Brea, Berea, many received the word, and the brethren immediately sent away Paul and Silas by night. I'm sorry. I said Paul of Silas. Sorry. Unto Brea, oh gosh. It's really gonna bother people. Beru, who coming hither went into the synagogue of the Jews. These were more noble than those in Thessalonica, and that they received the word with all readiness of mind, and searched the scriptures daily, whether those things were so. Therefore many of them believed also the honorable women which were Greeks, and of men not a few. But when the Jews of Thessalonica had knowledge that the word of God was preached of Paul at Berea, they came thither also and stirred up the people. It didn't say, put him to sleep. It said, stirred up the people. What else does it say? She's a brat. I know. Why is she such a brat? I don't know. Do you guys know why I'm such a brat? I don't know. That's how you raised me, right? Isn't that what everyone said? Oh, she's such a brat. She's such a spoiled little brat. like, look in the ceiling. Looks like it's like 55,000 feet tall. I just can't. It's ridiculous. So, yes, you have a cathedral ceiling sunroom that drips rain at rare occasions. That was so weird when that happened. I'll come out here soon. I'll be like, get some condensation there. I don't know. It's different. It's been interesting. That's just for sure. It was raining in the corner over there. Okay, I'm just messing around. So now look what you did. It's 15 minutes of what? Why don't I just finish it? Because it's a really, really long chapter. And I'll end up screaming really loud, and we just need to stop right now. You get the idea, right? I said 2 focuses. Turn the world upside down. 2 people are in a whole bunch of trouble now because they are making people very uncomfortable. These people are comfortable with where they are, and they do not want to hear that something's wrong. Okay? Do any of us like when someone does that? I kind of do, but it was always taken as I didn't. I am teachable, and that's the other funniest thing is that I was in a sport that required me to be extremely teachable, or I would have never made it. Where I did. That's one of the main things around about everywhere on that about me. It's hilarious. Ask any one of my coaches how teachable I was. Ask a whole bunch of my teachers how teachable I was in school. It was just that I was retarded in a few groups of those classes, and everyone thought it was funny to make fun. But I was literally half retarded. And a lot of that never got any better. No matter what I tried to do. That's retarded. Okay? Could someone please tell me where I was? Chapter 17. Thank you, Heavenly Father. Hip. Where's Poe? Oh God, where's Hip? I know you guys don't need to be separated. Otherwise you start having like a panic attack. Chapter 17 of Acts. We're just going to go to Athens. So I'm sure they rip and tear there too, okay? It's like rip and tear in time because things are going really haywire. And you're going to say, well, do you know? I'd have to refresh my memory. I mean, Acts is really one of the more exciting books. Acts, Jesus' last recorded words have come to be known as the Great Commission. Ye shall be witness unto me both in Jerusalem and Judea and Samaria and unto the utmost parts of the earth. So it's about that our main mission was supposed to be. So when you find God, a good majority would the commandment would be you have to go out and preach the good news. If you didn't preach it, like have like an actual congregation, but you go out and you do your errands or you're at work, you would be trying to lead people to Jesus still. And that they stirred up the people, 14 of 17. And then immediately the brethren sent away Paul to go, as it were, to the sea, but Silas and Timotheus abode there still. So now they've added or met in with some more guys. What did I do here, though? Stirred up the people. Yeah. Some really have that ability. But I think that's where it's been lost a lot too. And I was in the same boat for quite a few years. I just couldn't handle the hell thing. I already put myself in hell. And so it's like for seasons of different times, and that was the last sort of messenger of God I wanted to be. I'm like, no, Lord, I want to do flowers and angels' wings flying through the sky. Oh, isn't Jesus so beautiful? Never, ever, ever heard of souls' feelings. Or yell at them and say, if you keep cereal doing whatever it is you're doing that's really, really, really bad, I'm sure that you can still get to heaven. I believe 99% of us are good. That's a Joel Osteen quote. I don't listen to the man. I saw him one time on TV. My parents loved him. When I would go visit, they'd love to put it on because they knew I hated him. Okay, I didn't hate him. I knew he was leading people down the wrong Buddhist road. It's okay to have a little like flowers around stuff, but some stuff's really serious. Some stuff is like super duper serious. Like the epidemic of Catholic priests, the epidemic, it's literally an epidemic, but the thing is to think how many generations of victims were silenced by these big groups, organizations, who these men and women wore cloaks, or that's the wrong word, like the stuff, the like, I am to be respected as one of God's most important teachers. Now show me a wank wonk. You know what I mean? Like, I just did say wank wonk. I mean, I was trying to be, not use it the whole right word. Okay, so they're now gathering more the guys together to go and really, warn stuff. And they that conducted, okay, so 14, and then immediately the brethren sent away Paul to go as it were to the sea, but Silas and Timotheus, abode there still, and they that conducted Paul brought him unto Athens, and receiving a commandment unto Silas and Timotheus for to come to him with all speed, they departed. Athens, Paul's sermon on Mars Hill. Verse 32 of this verse, and when they heard of the resurrection of the dead, some mocked and others said, we will hear thee again of this matter. 33, I went to the end of this chapter. So Paul departed from among them, howbeit certain men clave unto him and believed, among the which were Dionysius and Areopagus, and a woman named, okay, that doesn't even make any sense, but I just want you guys to have a good day, and it needs to be known what the station is and things like that. And so it won't stop raining here. And looking like it's going to rain again. And the pressure keeps changing. And that's all I have for today. Have a good one. Bye.